All right, what if I told you that a party drug was now being used in a related form to cure depression? Sounds bizarre, right? It's also the latest treatment in America's ongoing battle with the blues. Something our grandparents would have told us is not solved with a pill, but rather by just getting out and simply just doing something, right? Well, here's RT correspondent Natasha Sweatte.
More than 16 million Americans experience depression, and a whopping 30 to 40% aren't even finding relief with treatment, including antidepressants and psychotherapy. 1 in 6 Americans takes some type of psychiatric drug, which, according to researchers, are mostly antidepressants. But since the drug doesn't help combat depression for those with extreme cases, health professionals are looking elsewhere. And now the Food and Drug Administration approved the mind-altering drug ketamine as a new option for those who have failed to find relief from other therapies. The new drug from Johnson & Johnson acts on different brain chemicals than antidepressants do, like Prozac. And doctors say the good news is ketamine works almost instantly.
Most antidepressant medications takes weeks or a couple of months to work. It works in hours. Second, you know pretty much after the first or second dose of the medication whether or not it's going to help the patient. If they don't get better within the first couple of doses, they're not going to respond to the medication. So you have a quick answer.
Dr. Mann says when people are depressed, their brain growth slows and actually reverses. He says ketamine has the potential to reverse the growth, bringing your brain closer to normal. Now, early research with this drug from the Institutes of Health gave intravenous treatments, but the drug is now available in a lower dose as a nasal spray. But it's not without a hefty price tag. Monthly treatment could reach close to $7,000. In Los Angeles, Natasha Sweatte, RT.
All right, joining us now to discuss this is legal and media analyst Lionel. You know, I was reading earlier today a little bit about this, and I went back to some of Freud's writings. And Freud speaks of depression in narcissistic terms. Is he right to suggest that we, I guess, just kind of need to get a little bit over ourselves?
Freud had no idea about the biochemistry of what we're finding out right now. Now, first, let's get a couple of things out of the way.
Okay.
Number one, you and I are not physicians, but we are instant experts by virtue of the glory of TV. That being said, Rick, I have known people in my life who have been paralyzed by depression. Not the blues. They can't go outside and run like Tom Cruise would say, just, you know, whatever it is. What this provides is as follows. Classic SSRI type of antidepressants.
Yeah, the reuptake inhibitors.
Work on playing with serotonin, right, serotonin, norepinephrine, and that sort of thing. This affects the NMDA receptors. Ketamine is a dissociative anesthetic. Been around since 1962. Safe. Given to children in emergency rooms. It's not what people think. When you talk, Rick, to the instant experts, oh, that's cat tranquilizers, man. I know, you don't know anything about it, because everybody's an expert on this. Rick, there are people who malinger, there are people who are narcissistic, and there are people who have been absolutely paralyzed by this. And if it can give a window of hope, I'm 100% for it.
What is it about our society where this has become so prevalent? And how was it that our grandparents and our great-grandparents did not take drugs to deal with this and seemed to get along just fine? You know where I'm going with this, right? Are we creating our depression?
In part, yes. I'm going to be devil's advocate because I think what you're saying is an important theory. Let me be the lawyer and take the other side.
Okay.
Your grandparents, my abuela, didn't have this because it wasn't available.
Right.
And the reason why had this been available, right now, they would not have had the suicide rates then, which were not reported. The World Health Organization shows that there's a suicide in the world every 40 seconds. Now, the question you're asking is, well, is it biochemical? Is it just the fact that we're becoming more self-indulgent? It's a multifaceted answer. But Rick, if this helps anybody, dear God, 45,000 suicides a year, I'm all for it. But what you need We need to have a further conversation about this, as they say in TV, because this is a fascinating issue. Because you and I know there are kids who are too medicated, and people that we know who are popping stuff all the time, who maybe could find another means of addressing the problem other than drugs.
Very good, balanced, and presentation on the part of Lionel on this day. Well done, my friend.
Do you know how good we are? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea?
We'll take this show on the road.
It's depressing.
You got it.
It depresses me how good we are.
Thanks, Lionel. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
That's Lionel,
Thank
folks. All right. I'm Rick Sanchez. You found us on YouTube, and that's awesome. But you know what? I'm also live every night at 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern on DirecTV and Dish and cable and satellite, the RT app, and Pluto TV. I'll see you there.